Perfect SUVs, Consumer Reports approved, nearly perfect SUVs, that's what you expect when you walk into a Toyota dealership. But what if I told you that in 2026, some of the most famous names in the driveway are actually total disasters? Toyota has built a massive empire on the idea of cars that outlast their owners, but lately the cracks are starting to show. Some of their latest rigs are absolute home runs, while others are heartbreaking mistakes that will leave you stranded with a massive repair bill and zero sanity. If you've been watching other videos lately, you might have seen people telling you to avoid the Venza. Here is the problem with that. Those people are stuck in the past. You can't buy a new Venza in 2026 because it doesn't exist. Toyota killed it off a couple of years ago. Telling you to avoid a car that isn't even on the lot is a joke. And if they tell you the 4Runner is ancient with a 5-speed transmission, run away. That legend has been completely reborn from the ground up. Today we are setting the record straight with real data and cold hard facts. We're breaking down the 3 worst and 4 best Toyota SUVs you can actually buy right now. The 3 worst Toyota SUVs. Number 3. Toyota Corolla Cross, gas-powered model. Let's get one thing straight, the Corolla name is basically royalty. It stands for decades of get-me-to-work-on-time reliability. But the standard gas-powered Corolla Cross is a textbook example of a great brand name slapped onto a mediocre product. This thing is the definition of a compromise gone wrong. On paper, a Corolla-based SUV sounds like a winner, but the execution is a total disaster for your daily drive. The heart of the problem is a 2.0-liter engine that barely makes 169 horsepower. In a world where merging onto a fast highway is a survival skill, this car feels dangerously anemic. It takes nearly 10 seconds to hit 60. That's not just slow, it's frustrating. The transmission is a CVT that feels like it's rubber banding every time you step on the gas. There is a massive disconnect between what your foot does and what the car actually delivers. Inside, it's even worse. For nearly 30 grand, you're sitting in a sea of hard, scratchy plastics. It feels like Toyota took the budget cutting to an insulting level. The infotainment screen looks like a relic from 10 years ago, and the road noise is so loud you'll be shouting at your passengers by the time you hit cruising speed. If you want the hybrid version, it's actually a decent car, but this base gas model, it's a cheap-feeling mistake that's way overpriced for the headache it gives you. Number 2. Toyota Sequoia. This one is going to hurt some feelings because it looks like a beast. The Sequoia is a massive $80,000 tank that completely fails at its one job, being a big practical family SUV. Toyota redesigned this a few years back and somehow managed to make a giant vehicle feel tiny on the inside. It's a packaging nightmare that leaves most owners scratching their heads. The biggest issue is the rear of the vehicle. Because of the way the hybrid batteries and the solid rear axle are positioned, the floor in the back is weirdly high and uneven. If you try to fold the seats down to haul something, you don't get a flat load floor. You get a mountain range of plastic humps. And that third row, it's a joke. Adults can't sit back there and even kids will be complaining within 20 minutes. You're paying for the footprint of a Chevy Tahoe, but getting the interior space of a much smaller crossover. Then there is the drive itself. The hybrid system makes over 437 horsepower, which sounds great, but the power delivery is jerky and inconsistent. It constantly hunts for gears, and the transition between the electric motor and the gas engine is clunky. For a vehicle that costs as much as a luxury house in some parts of the country, the lack of refinement is shocking. You're dealing with the complexity of a hybrid and the price of a Cadillac, but you're still getting 20 miles per gallon and no room for your gear. It's a total disaster for anyone who actually needs a full-size SUV. Number 1. Toyota BZ4X. If you want to see where Toyota truly missed the mark, look no further than the BZ4X. This is their big swing at the electric vehicle market, and it is a total swing and a miss. In a world where brands like Tesla and Hyundai are pushing the limits of what EVs can do, the BZ4X feels like it was designed by people who didn't actually want to build an electric car. It is the one worst pick because it's outdated the second it leaves the factory. The range is the first red flag. Depending on the trim, you're looking at maybe 220 to 250 miles on a full charge. That sounds okay until you realize that in the real world, especially in the cold, that number drops off a cliff. But the real stay-away factor is the charging speed. If you take this on a road trip, be prepared to spend a lot of time at charging stations. The DC fast charging is notoriously slow compared to its rivals. While a Hyundai Ioniq 5 can get you back on the road in 18 minutes, the BZ4X will have you sitting there for nearly an hour. The interior layout is another weird choice. The gauge cluster is positioned in a way that the steering wheel often blocks your view of the speedometer. It's just an awkward, uninspiring experience. Toyota is the king of hybrids, but they clearly haven't figured out the all-electric game yet. Buying a BZ4X in 2026 is like buying a flip phone when everyone else is using a smartphone. It's a massive waste of money when the competition is miles ahead. The 4 best Toyota SUVs. Number 4. Toyota Grand Highlander. Now, let's talk about the match made in heaven for families. For years, people complained that the regular Highlander was just a little too tight in the back. Toyota finally listened and gave us the Grand Highlander, and it is exactly what a 3-row SUV should be. This isn't just a slightly longer version of the old car, it's a total upgrade in every way that matters. The Grand in the name really refers to that 3rd row. You can actually put full-grown adults in the very back and they won't hate you for it. There is real legroom, real headroom, and enough cargo space behind the seats to actually hold groceries. But the real reason this is on the best list is the Hybrid Max powertrain. It pumps out 362 horsepower, giving this big family hauler enough grunt to move with some serious authority. It's smooth, it's quiet, and it makes the daily school run feel effortless. It's the ultimate no-compromise vehicle for parents who need the space but don't want to drive a boring minivan. Number 3. Toyota RAV4 Hybrid and Prime. There is a reason the RAV4 is the best-selling SUV in America, but if you're buying the basic gas version, you're doing it wrong. The stars of the lineup are the Hybrid and the RAV4 Prime. These 2 models are the gold standard for what a daily driver should be. They take everything people love about the RAV4, the reliability and the size, and add incredible efficiency and power. The RAV4 Hybrid is a no-brainer. You get around 40 miles per gallon combined without even trying. It's faster and smoother than the gas model, and it holds its value like crazy. But if you want the holy grail of SUVs, look at the RAV4 Prime. It's a plug-in hybrid that gives you about 42 miles of all-electric range. You can do your entire commute and all your errands without burning a single drop of gas. Then it acts like a normal hybrid for long trips. Plus, it has 302 horsepower. This thing is shockingly fast. It'll outrun a lot of sports cars from a stoplight. It's the smartest purchase you can make if you want a vehicle that does everything perfectly. Number 2. Toyota 4Runner, the all-new 6th gen. The legend is back, and it's finally a modern machine. For 15 years, the 4Runner was stuck in 2010 with a thirsty V6 and an ancient transmission. But the 2025 and 2026 models have been completely reborn. It now sits on the same beefy truck platform as the Tacoma and the Tundra, meaning it's tougher than ever. If you were worried that Toyota would turn the 4Runner into a soft crossover, you can breathe a sigh of freedom. This thing is still a body-on-frame beast. The new engine is a 2.4-liter turbocharged beast that makes more torque than the old V8s ever did. If you opt for the iForce Max Hybrid, you're looking at 326 horsepower and a massive 465 pound-feet of torque. It finally has the power to match its rugged looks, and for the off-road junkies, the new Trailhunter trim comes straight from the factory with ARB gear, 33-inch tires, and a high-clearance exhaust. It keeps that iconic power rear window, but adds a massive 14-inch touchscreen and modern safety tech. It's the perfect blend of old-school toughness and new-school technology. It's a match made in heaven for anyone who spends their weekends in the dirt. Number 1. Toyota Land Cruiser. Taking the top spot as the absolute best Toyota SUV you can buy in 2026 is the Land Cruiser. Toyota did something brilliant with this redesign. They realized that the old Land Cruiser had become a $90,000 luxury yacht that almost nobody could afford. So they stripped away the unnecessary fluff, gave it a killer retro design, and brought the price down into the mid-$50,000 range. It is now the most capable, most desirable vehicle in their entire fleet. Every single Land Cruiser comes with a turbocharged hybrid engine and full-time four-wheel drive. It feels like it was carved out of a solid block of steel. The doors shut with a heavy thunk, the switches feel industrial grade, and the ride quality is surprisingly plush for something so capable. It's shorter and narrower than the previous version, which makes it way better on tight trails and much easier to park at the grocery store. It looks incredible with those round 1958 headlights, and it drives with a level of confidence that nothing else in the lineup can match. It's the king of the mountain for a reason, and it's the best SUV you can buy from any brand right now. Buying a Toyota is usually a safe bet, but as you can see, you still have to do your homework. Whether you're looking for the ultimate off-roader or a family hauler that will last forever, these 4 best picks are the ones that will actually protect your wallet and your sanity. If this breakdown helped you figure out which Toyota belongs in your driveway, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're constantly tracking these changes so you don't end up stuck with a worst list mistake. Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you Team Land Cruiser or are you waiting for the new 4Runner? I want to hear from you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.